What up? Today we're doing something kind of fun. We've just got our first ever PSA submission back. Um, and I kind of just sent this looking to get familiar with the process and kind of um, well, figure out if it's legit to send your cards through the mail. Not to be like a conspiracy theorist, but um, before I send anything out high valuable, I wanted to see if I could send some lower end cards out and see if they come back, see if they get there safely, see what kind of insurance you should put on the box, all that kind of stuff. Also, I used, in this case, because of some of those fears, used GameStop to submit. So, um, kind of took a lot of the stresses out of it by going that route. And then, since I've been pretty new to the card collecting world, like I think I've been in this now for like 6 months, 7 months at a pretty low level. Mostly just doing stuff here in town with a good buddy running a card shop, and trying to figure out, what's of value, what's fun to collect, what you can really do in the whole scene. I've got a lot to learn. So this was kind of an experimental box for me, or a submission for me. So, without more ado about that, let's see what we got in here. Well, these are just ready. These are just good. I will say I did cheat and look up the grades beforehand. So I know the exact grading. I couldn't wait. I wasn't really sure how nice PSA box, how these were going to come back. So you get an email notification from GameStop telling you your grades are in, so you can take a quick peek early. Let's see. I'm just going to grab these and I'll do a little reveal. I think we can do at least do that part of it correctly. Let's see. What should we use for a reveal here? Got a nice Shaq sitting over here. Let's use Shaq for the reveal. So I wasn't sure I'd be getting these cards anytime soon, so I just kind of went ahead and all right, here's our first one. We got an Anthony Edwards here. I went ahead and looked at the grading, and then a couple hours later, I got another email from GameStop telling me I could come pick them up. So I should have just waited and done this with a live reaction to see what was going to happen, but alas, here we are. So again, no big reactions from me because I know what's coming here, but we for sure hit an 8 on this one, which again, these were early cards that I had pulled and I wasn't sure of the value. Let's see if we can see if there's any issues on this. It actually looks pretty nice in case, which means there's probably just like a fat thumbprint on there somewhere since it's a chrome card. Right? Like, I don't see anything. You see anything? I know this is like not the most high quality camera in the world. Maybe that corner. I don't know. That looks like this is part of the design, actually. There must just be something ugly on that. I didn't realize this is like a $30 card raw. So I just sent it, and now as an 8, it's not really worth anything else. So it's it's a nice card, but it might be worth cracking and taking a look. Anyways, I haven't done a ton of research on what these are worth, but like I was saying, I had a bunch of Cooper Flag rookies that we'd pulled from a variety of products in the last year. And my thinking was when I submitted this back in March was either he or Concanipple was going to win Rookie of the Year. So I might as well try to see if we can get some PSA 10s. And we submitted quite a few of these, and this one does hit a 10, which is great. It goes, from maybe a $4 raw card to like $100. I think it's somewhere sitting around there somewhere. Let's see. Oh, this is a different one. So we got a little bit of football in here as well. This was a Panini Draft Picks pack that a good buddy had recommended we rip, and this was probably one of the better hits we got from it. So this was a pretty solid hit, to be honest. Will Howard auto, and he'll have some chances to play for Pittsburgh this year. I don't think he's going to be winning that quarterback battle in camp or anything, but he'll have a chance at least to play. So I think this card's sitting at a pretty good price. And honestly, yeah, obviously hitting an auto and getting a perfect 10 on it is super solid. So super happy with that. And again, like this is the lowest my knowledge will ever be in the card world. So I just kind of threw some stuff in a submission and sent it. So here's another Cooper Flag Holiday. And we're looking at an 8 with this one as well. So this one must have had a pretty tough corner since these are paper cards. You can't really leave too much of a mark on it. I guess we can't even really see too much there. It might have been off center actually, now that I'm looking at it. It's a little bit. But again, just wanted to send some Cooper Flags in. I'm sure we got another one coming, so we'll keep them ripping here. No, yep, here's another Cooper Flag right here. We got 110 so far, and this is also an 8, kind of brutal. So I think that probably adds no value to it. Oh, that looks like there's, oh yeah, there's a corner up here for sure. So again, like I said, if I just looked at this before we sent it, there's like a 0% chance we would have put it in there, but I honestly don't know how I would have missed that. So maybe it got damaged in transit. I'm not sure. That's pretty tough up there. Makes sense why it's an 8. No surprise there. Shocker, another Cooper Flag paper base set. And this one also hits a 10. So we got 2 10s in these base rookies, which are nice and probably something I'm going to hold for a while. Maybe sell one. So if someone's interested, I might be able to work a deal out with you. I'm definitely going to keep one in my own personal collection because I think Cooper Flag's really good. All of his stats are incredible. His role is pretty significant for the Mavericks, and they're trying to build up something interesting up there. So I am pretty heavily invested in him, at least emotionally, and from a media standpoint, I do a lot of coverage of the Mavericks. I think he'll do pretty well. And here's a Conca nipple. So this also hit a 10. So the thinking again was if he won Rookie of the Year, this is probably a more valuable card. I think now as a 10, it's maybe like $50, $60 maybe. Still, cool card. Was worth trying. Again, and these, like I said, most of these were cards that if they got messed up in the mail, I wasn't going to be super devastated. Obviously, the auto would have been disappointing. That Anthony Edwards card, now in retrospect, knowing it was a $30 raw card, I'm feeling a little silly that I sent that through the mail, with my skepticism, but obviously everything has come out fine, so we're feeling pretty good about it. Here's another Conca nipple, another 10. Pretty solid. Yeah, pretty happy with those two. Like, as I said, like I wasn't going through with a jeweler's loop or any kind of magnifying glass to check these out or looking at them under really harsh light. So for them to come back with this many 10s, pretty happy. Obviously, there's some 8s in there, so I could have done better as well. But here's our second autograph, also from Panini Draft Picks. This is Keelan Russell, who could, I think, become the starter this year for Alabama, if I'm not mistaken. So this also hits a 10, which is super solid. I don't think this card has a ton of value in a 10 right now, but I think he's got a chance to start. So actually, is that even a Bama jersey? I thought he was a Bama player. I should probably check that out. I was thinking he was a backup quarterback, but again, my college football is a little weak, so bear with me as I'm mostly a basketball and professional football guy. So if you hear me talking college football and it just sounds like I'm completely out of it, that's why. You see lots of basketball on this channel. Oh, another Cooper Flag base rookie. This one's a 9. Interesting. I think this might have been the only 9 I got. Which, again, we could probably sit there and stare at this for a few minutes. Maybe that corner. I know it doesn't look too bad. And last one for this submission. We have another Cooper Flag. And this one is a 9, 1980s Topps basketball. This is a super cool card, but I think the problem with this, probably, it looks maybe right there we can see. Is that part of the picture? No, that is part of the picture. It's got a higher end finish, so these are a little harder to keep intact. Yeah, I can't see on camera here. Maybe up there. I can't see on camera here what the issue with this one is, but a 9's okay. Like, again, that's gonna be something I just put into probably a personal collection, hold on to for a while, and see how it goes. Because again, I believe in Cooper Flag. So right now it might not be worth much as a 9. Same with this 9. These might not be worth much as 9s. But if he continues on an upward trajectory, you know, there's something in like 10 years where that profit or that value might become way more profitable. But anyways, this is my first ever PSA submission. I have another submission out right now that's probably due back in a few months. We'll see if that backlog, if my cards got stuck in the backlog, so maybe it'll be even longer than that. But we also have a BGS submission out, so I'll probably do another one of these videos when one or both of those come back in the short term. But this was just kind of a fun little one to reveal, take a look at, and you know, I'll probably go under a little harsher light with these and see what we get. But I just wanted to throw this out there and show that even, you know, a schmuck like me can get lucky with a 10 every now and then. Thanks for watching.